Hey everyone, and welcome back to another monthly reset video for the month of May. So April has been absolutely hectic and so busy, but also not at the same time. I don't know, it's a really hard month to explain. I feel like I've had a really great month. Honestly, like I am doing this monthly reset video a little bit earlier than what I usually would. We've still got around about a week to go of April, but because I am headed to Japan very shortly in the coming days, unfortunately, I wasn't going to really be able to have much time to film my monthly reset video while I was over there. So that was one thing that I was really hoping to kind of get done today before I left. So yeah, we're going to be doing the monthly reset video today instead, just a little bit early. And I'm going to be talking about my month so far because, as I said, it's been a hectic, wild, crazy month. So for those of you who watched my most recent monthly reset video for April, you would know that I was going to LA earlier in the month. And this was specifically for work, and it was something pretty unexpected. I didn't know I was going until like a couple of weeks beforehand. And this was with Affinity, which is a photo editing platform. I've worked with them many times before through my other YouTube channels, mainly my photography and retouching one. And they had invited me to go over there as basically an ambassador for Canva Create, which is a big event in LA every year. And I just had like honestly the best time. It was so much fun meeting all of the Affinity team and the creatives that they had also picked to go over from other countries and other regions around the world. It was just so much fun. They actually got me this new Los Angeles mug. I think I've got it around the wrong way, but you can see here they actually gifted me this, which was really cool. So I feel like I've got now a good souvenir to kind of like take home and use over and over again because, as we all know, I love my hot chocolates, I love my coffee, I love my tea. So this will get very good use. But yeah, overall the trip to LA was just so much fun. And if you did see the vlog that I posted recently, you'll see that it was a very busy trip. I did have a lot on day to day, so I didn't really get to vlog that much. But just such a great experience, and I highly recommend if you ever get an opportunity to travel for work, definitely try and take it if you can, because it can be a lot of fun, and especially as a content creator on trips like this or as a creative, it can be just such a fulfilling thing to do. So I was really happy that I did that. That was for just over a week at the beginning of the month. Then we moved into basically the Easter holidays not long after we got back. So a few days after we got back, had a few days kind of working, and then it was the Easter long weekend, and we just spent a lot of time with family, and we caught up with friends in the meantime as well. So it was a really busy, but also not busy. Like I said, like the Easter weekend, we really didn't do that much. We were just kind of honestly chilling with family like the whole time, which was really nice because the trip to LA was so, you know, fast paced and we had so much going on for that week. So to come back and just kind of like ease into a routine again of some sort was nice. But having said that, here we are like a few days after that. And I also had my birthday yesterday. So yeah, we've still got like a few days left of the month, but we're about to go traveling again. So it has been very busy, but such a good month. Like I feel pretty grateful to have had the month of April that we've had. And although it wasn't, with the exception of the LA trip, a super career focused month, I still feel like I've had such a great time. And being present was actually one of my goals for last month's monthly reset video. So I can definitely say that I have been present. Suki is just like nudging my elbow. Just because I'm sitting here doesn't mean you get pats. That's not how this works. I swear every time I do a video down here, she just thinks that I'm here for patting her, basically. You're so silly. So yeah, basically here I am today with my hot chocolate, and it was definitely deserved because now we are moving into winter pretty fast. The last few days of weather have been pretty atrocious, to say the least. It has been cold and wet and windy, and yeah, it's basically the perfect time to do my monthly reset video while I'm not getting any FOMO and not missing out on what's going on outside. Although it is like fairly okay at the moment. It's been on and off rain all day today, but yeah, it's kind of okay at the moment. So hopefully the weather in Japan is going to be a lot better anyway. I should just say though, before I go any further, for those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Kaylee June. I'm a beauty and fashion photographer, but I'm also a content creator. And I started this channel a few years ago to talk about all things business, social media, freelancing, and content creation. Hello, Suki. Hello, yes, star of the show, as usual. She's being very insistent today. So yeah, I've basically had this channel for a few years and I love talking about all things content creation and organization and budgeting and kind of like everything to do with being a content creator and a self-employed freelancer. I think it's a lot of fun to talk about these things because sometimes it's hard to get the information you need as a content creator. It is not a very set career path that you need to take, and there's no kind of like 3-step, 4-step plan to doing it. It happens differently for everyone. So I really enjoy sharing my experience on YouTube through this channel. And if you've not seen these videos before, every month I do a monthly reset where I go through some of my goal planning and basically talk about some of my goals for the next month and basically whether I achieved any for the previous month, which we're going to get into pretty shortly. But yeah, in terms of meeting goals for this month of April, because it's not last month yet. So I guess I've met a few of them and I've been doing pretty well with a couple of them. I do think having such a busy month and going overseas though has hindered some of the other goals that I did have. And again, I think this comes down to not setting too much. Honestly, in the months where I know I'm going to be busy or I'm not going to be working a lot or, you know, just going to be present for that sort of stuff as much, I think it's silly to go and set too many goals, which I think I really did this month. But having said that, even my day-to-day goals, kind of 50-50 in terms of how many I've actually achieved. I will be changing things up for May though, whereas my video kind of content, I've really stuck to about 2 videos for this channel a week now for, it must be about a year and a half, like 18 months or so. I think I've been doing 2 videos a week. And I think the only week that I've missed was maybe around December last year. I think I did 1 video instead of 2. So I think I'm going to be changing that a little bit. And the reason for it is I want to be able to put a little bit more effort and creativity into my content. I don't want to have to feel rushed with my videos for this channel. And at the moment, it is starting to feel a little bit rushed. And especially, it's more so for the times where I am traveling in certain months, or it does get difficult if I've got like a lot of events on or things do come up. It's really hard sometimes to stick to that 2 video a week mark. I shouldn't say it's hard. It's not really hard to stick to that, but I think the quality of the videos can suffer at times if I'm feeling a bit rushed to do 2 instead of 1. So one thing I'm going to be changing up for May is actually dropping back to about 1 to 2 videos a week. So on the weeks that I still have a little bit more time to film and maybe I'm not traveling, maybe I don't have a lot of events on, I'm still going to hopefully aim for those 2 videos a week. But there's going to be times, and especially probably early next month, where it's just probably going to be 1 video a week, and I want to put a little bit more time and effort into those videos. I did actually have a plan today to do the budget with me video for May, but I actually decided against it because I felt like it was going to be really rushed before I went to Japan to get that out, and it's also going to come out a little bit early like this one, so it's really not going to be accurate in terms of the totals and everything for the month. And I just felt like I didn't want to be rushed with it. I'd rather come home from Japan and do it properly and actually give you guys a better picture of how the month went. So that's one thing I do want to start changing up, because I don't think it's necessary to stick to 2 videos a week any longer. I think that I've been doing it for a long enough period of time, and it really was to just generate more interest off the back of a couple of my videos that did really, really well a couple of years ago. So now I think it's going to be kind of like honing on some of my videos, giving myself also a little bit more time for my other channels, because if you've watched my channel before, you'll know that I have 2 other YouTube channels, my photography and retouching channel, and then my travel vlogging channel, which I still want to do more content for, but it is hard to find the time. So I think that's where my efforts are going to be placed, you know, and I do want to focus a little bit more on short form content, which I've spoken about on this channel before. I did start a couple of short form, like an Instagram and a TikTok for this channel. And I want to do a little bit more for that too. So I find that if I'm too busy kind of trying to cram 2 videos in 2 set videos a week, it can be difficult to kind of keep that up. So in future, I think from May onwards, I'm going to test out doing 1 to 2 videos and see kind of like how that flexibility goes a bit more. But as I said, I'm hoping to just put that little bit more effort into some of my upcoming videos and future videos for this year, and feel like I'm actually putting content out that I'm proud of, not just putting content out for the sake of putting content out. Because that's really how it can feel sometimes as a content creator. You do tend to lose that creativity a bit, and it kind of sucks. because you want to keep going with the momentum, but at the same time, you want your content to be of some sort of quality or standard. So I feel like at times I'm just not quite hitting the standard enough with some of my videos, and that's why I feel that dropping it down to 1 to 2 videos a week gives me a little bit more flexibility when I need it. But before we get into the monthly review for my goals, I'm really happy to announce that today's video is sponsored by PicsArt. Now, for those of you who've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that I talk about PicsArt regularly on this channel. I really believe in them as a platform. I think that they're so helpful for many different creatives out there. It doesn't really matter what kind of creative you are, you can absolutely find a use for PicsArt. So PicsArt is an all-in-one design platform with plenty of AI features to make your life easier. Basically anything that you want to design through PicsArt, you can. And whether it's creating invoices, content calendars, invitations for your next party, there's so many things you can design and create through PicsArt. One thing that I've really enjoyed making recently through PicsArt was actually my 2025 vision board. So if you don't know what a vision board is, it's basically compiling a bunch of imagery together for essentially how you want your year to look, or how you want something to look. So if you have a project in mind, or if you just want, I guess, a lot of inspiring imagery for your year ahead and how you want your life to look at the end of the year, this is something you can really easily create in PicsArt. And I really had a fun time doing this because it was actually just nice to sit down and find some inspiring images and compile them all together. I think one thing that I was struggling with this year, which I've talked about in a lot of my videos, is that I haven't actually sat down and set my yearly goals yet. And generally I would have done this like well earlier in the year. I'm talking January, February, no later than. This year has been completely different and I have not set my yearly goals yet. One thing that I really think helped was creating this vision board in PicsArt and actually just like showing myself what I want my life to look like. Sometimes that's a nice place to start. You might have an image of how you want it to look, but you don't necessarily know what goals and things you have to do to get there. So I think that was a really good starting point for me this year because I hadn't set any specific goals. This was a nice way to get the creative juices flowing and the inspiration flowing and really compile something nice in PicsArt so I can save it and then basically pin it all over my house. But as I mentioned, the potential with PicsArt is limitless. There are so many different things you can create and so many different templates that you can utilize for your business or for your personal life. Personally, for me, I love using it for organization, but I also love using it for that visual aspect as well, for those mood boards and things that I may be coming up with for photo shoots or even for just video ideas, things like that. Getting that inspiring imagery into one place is really helpful through PicsArt as well. So if you're interested in checking out PicsArt for free, make sure to click the link in the description box below. And you can also use the code KayleighPro for 10% off a premium yearly subscription. A big thank you again to PicsArt for sponsoring today's monthly reset video. And for now, we are going to move into my goal review for April and also look at setting some goals for May. So let's jump straight into the template. Okay, so here we are again, another monthly goal review, which I can't believe we're already reviewing my goals for April. I feel like this year is just going too quickly. So looking at what I've done so far in April, remembering that there's still about a week to go of the month. So we're kind of up to like the 23rd at the moment. And you can see that so far with a couple of my goals, they're not looking too bad. So if we go over to the first one, which is 30 minutes of exercise daily, I feel like most days, with the exception of about 4 days in the month, I have been managing to reach that. So at the moment, we're sitting at 60% of the month done. So even if I managed to do it for the next 7 days, it would be looking pretty good for the 30 minutes of exercise per day. So I feel like pretty proud with how that's going at the moment. Also pretty proud of how the 5,000 steps daily is going, which was the next goal. And I've been managing to do that on quite a few days during the month. I think it says currently like 47%. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get to like about 60% during the month. That would be pretty good for me, I feel. That is an improvement. And if we look back at March, for the 5,000 steps goal, we were at 29% for the entire month. So we are already doing better this month than last month. And as I've mentioned before, getting those 5,000 steps is really important to me because it can be difficult to keep that up when you're working from home. So kind of using it as a bit of a minimum is a good way to kind of get myself moving. The 30 minutes of exercise a day also doesn't always give me my 5,000 steps. So adding the 5,000 steps kind of gives it that extra layer of movement, I guess. So yes, currently sitting at 47% for the month, which is pretty good. Reading 15 minutes a day, that was, let's be honest, it was a fail again this month. I thought maybe with going to LA and having a couple of flights that maybe I'd be able to fit in a bit of reading there. Turns out I ended up just being too tired to even read and just didn't end up doing much reading at all. So that really hasn't been a thing this month. And even on the days where I did have free, like over Easter weekend, probably feel like I could have done a little bit of reading then, but again, I didn't. So again, I need to really change my routine to fit this in. It is hard, but I've got to do it. Like, I'm hoping for the next trip that I do to Japan, with there being quite a few train trips. I always love reading on trains. I feel like I get through books so quickly when I'm reading on trains for some reason versus like all other modes of transport. So I'm hoping that maybe some of those Shinkansen rides will allow me to do some reading. We'll see. The next one is 10 minutes of meditation a day. So, I mean, I did that over my Easter weekend. That was my meditation. I really genuinely feel like I zoned out that weekend. It was my time to just exit, exit everything for the month. And we came back basically on my birthday, which was the Tuesday. So yeah, I feel like, you know, it's not been great this month. I haven't been really doing a lot of it. I'd like to make it a regular part of my routine. And I'm starting to feel like at the moment, I'm not fitting it in daily, but again, I would like to get it regularly into my routine so it becomes more of a normal thing for me to do. Also learning one thing a day about knitting. I did that on the first day of the month and then I just did not do it again. And I think, again, this comes in part and parcel of that first week trip to LA. And I do think that the first week of a month sometimes sets the tone for the rest of the month. If you don't do the goals that you've set and you don't kind of keep up with it at the beginning of the month, it's all the more reason to not continue it for the rest of the month. And I feel like this was one of those things that I just basically gave up on immediately. It was just not happening. It was just not happening this month, but still something I would really love to do in coming months. Like, it's just, I really want to pick up some hobbies. You can see here that those kind of goals that I've just spoken about have kind of let me down for the month. My exercise goals have been a little bit better, but yeah, unfortunately, we're kind of sitting overall at about 28%. But, you know, some things are being achieved, some things not so much. Now moving down to the weekly goals. So weekly goals so far have pretty much been hit with my schedule, with this channel and posting 2 videos a week. Usually I can hit that pretty well. The shorts just didn't come this month, although I must admit I have been posting a little bit on my travel Instagram account again, so sort of making up for it there. But technically these shorts were meant to be for Kaylee June Creative and my TikTok and Instagram account associated with this channel. I did post my Wonder Walkers video, which is good. I finally got around to posting it. That was actually last week, so that was done. For the final week, you know, my KJC videos are pretty much going to go up, but in terms of my photography and retouching channel and posting ones there, I can't see that happening this month. So fresh slate for next month, and hopefully we'll be able to improve on that. Now down to monthly goals. Happy to say that I achieved both of these. So one of them was staying present. That was my personal goal. I definitely stayed present for April. I felt like that was one of the things that I managed to do really well, even in LA. I wasn't focusing too much on everything else going on around me. I was focused on enjoying the experience, on meeting new people, you know, making connections. It's a lot of fun, and I didn't want to bring myself out of that too much with other work or unnecessary things. So staying present was really my goal, and I think I did that. My financial goal was to save an extra $500 for trips. I also did that, which was great. I already know that I've done that, even with my budget, because there was extra money that came in that I wasn't expecting, and that added to it, which was great. So my achievements for the month, what were my biggest achievements this month? Oh God, my biggest achievement was staying present. That was absolutely my biggest achievement. Another achievement, you know what? Exercise, just like staying active. And now moving over to challenges. What challenges did I face this month? I think I faced a very busy schedule and not too many actual work days for my more career-based things that I wanted to do, so that I really didn't achieve, like some of the shorts and videos for my photography channel. I really didn't achieve those because I didn't have many actual working days this month. So I'd say those were my 2 main challenges. Now going to improvements. What can I improve next month? What can I improve? I think there's so many things I can always improve on, to be honest. But I think one improvement would be maybe spacing my time out better for all of my brands. As you guys know now, I have 3 different YouTube channels, so it is really kind of spacing out a little bit more energy for them as well. I feel like I have been retracting from them over the last few months. This channel has been taking precedence, which I still feel like it does at the moment, but I think just being able to drop down maybe a video a week from time to time with this channel will really help me to give a little bit more love and attention to those other channels too. And I'm just going to actually add in dropping 1 video from KJC channel, which is this one, from time to time. And then summary, key takeaways for this month. So I remained really present and lived in the moment for April. I really love that because I don't always feel like I do that every month. So it's nice to come away sometimes from a month and feel like you were present. You spent a lot of time with friends and family. You met new people, you made new connections. Like, it's just nice. It's a nice feeling. Another key takeaway is to maybe prioritize things. Sometimes prioritizing is not my strong suit. So I think that prioritizing things a little bit better across my channels is a key takeaway from this month. But overall, that is my goals for April. And now we're going to move on to the goals for May. So setting some of my daily habits again for the next month, it is going to be 30 minutes of exercise. It is going to be 5,000 steps and 15 minutes of reading. I want to do this. So I think we're going to leave learning a little bit more about knitting for the moment and also leave out the meditation because I might put that in one of my monthly goals. But in terms of these 3 goals, I think that that's pretty good for the next month. I'm just going to keep it simple for the daily habits. Now moving down to the weekly goals. Now I'm going to be saying instead of 2 videos a week to Kaylee June Creative, which is this channel, I'm going to do 1 to 2 videos a week. So let's just copy and paste that for every week. I want to post once a fortnight to Wonder Walkers, which is my travel channel. I just totally spelled fortnight, Fortnite. So we'll just post that in week 2 and 4. And then for now as well, I would like to post once a month to Kaylee June, which is my photography channel. I'm going to stick with that. And then I'm going to post a couple of shorts, but I think I'm going to spread this across my travel account and also my short form accounts listed with this account. So I'm going to have the same goal of setting 2 short form posts to TikTok and IG. So that can be for either. And I'm just going to do that per week. So that's going to be my weekly goals for May. I feel like that's a pretty good schedule to stick to for now, so I'm going to keep that. And then for the monthly goals, I'm going to go to wellness goals, and I'm actually going to put in here maybe just meditate regularly. Instead of doing it daily necessarily, we're just going to go with regularly throughout the month. I'm always going to save an extra $500 for trips because I think that's a good goal to have. And I think for career goals next month, I really want to get on top of my content across my brands because I feel like I've been lagging a little bit lately. And as well for my personal goals, I want my house to be clean. Oh my God. So I think one of my real personal goals will be to keep house tidy, clean. I'm actually going to add in another weekly goal, which is to do a weekly run around clean and just kind of doing a bit more of a deep clean each week. So I'm actually going to add that into my weekly goals because I really need to do that. I feel like things are just getting away from me at this time of year. Like things get busy and then you just kind of forget about that. But yeah, that's basically my personal, wellness, financial, and career goals for the month. And that's pretty much what my goals are going to be for May overall. Well, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video today. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, make sure you do because I'll be posting a lot more like this in future. Definitely let me know if you like these monthly reset videos and if you want me to continue doing them because I really enjoy doing them. And I think it's a nice recap and goal setting session to start off the next month on a clean slate. But if you're interested in the template that I've actually shown you today, which I've been using for my goal setting, that is available through CodePlenty, and there is a link in the description box below and an affiliate link there. There is also a discount code there, so feel free to use that. I've been using these templates basically for all my monthly resets over the past 6 months to a year or so, and they've been really great. They also have some amazing budgeting templates, so highly recommend them. Also, another quick reminder, if you want to go and check out PicsArt, make sure to click the link in the description box below and and use the code KayleePro for 10% off a yearly subscription. Another thank you again to PicsArt for sponsoring this video. But let me know in the comments section below, how has your April been? Has it been good? Has it been bad? Have you achieved your goals? Have you set goals? Or let me know what you're looking forward to in May. I want to hear all of your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to hit the notification bell to see all the updates in the future from my channel. But thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.